afternoon, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN. Thanks for kicking off the final hour of the trading day right here with me on the Tom O'Brien Show. And we got markets in green across the board. Pretty amazing press conference from the president, his team, Secretary of Defense, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, talking about the operation. And one of the headlines as we kick off the program, Iran can be taken out in one night. Whew, the negotiations are on, man. You represent the strongest hand you can in a negotiation. So we'll get into that. But the markets right now, we're green across the board. S&Ps, we're looking at a 5-minute chart, and we're right near the upper echelon of where this market's been. When you see the trading range throughout the day, we hit 66, 61 early today. Right now, you're up by 23 points, trading at 66.45. NASDAQ 100, we're up by about 0.5%. We hit a high today, 24,452. We're up by 127 points, 24,346. The Dow right now up by 0.25%, up 118 points, 46,850. The Russell up by 0.5%. Russell just hit session highs when the president was finishing up his talk at 25.61. Right now, the Russell up by 0.5%. Bitcoin up by 4%. What a little volatility in Bitcoin there. We hit 70,000 earlier today. We're trading just under that number, 69,865. We jump over to yields. You get the 10-year right now. Up by 2 ticks. The 10-year yield, 4.33. Exactly on that 10-year. 4.33 on the 10-year. You jump over the dollar. Right at 100. 99.98. You take a look at that dollar. Whether you put it on a daily. I mean, how about this 100 area? Right? You put it on a weekly. Okay, let's back it up. 5 years on a weekly. Look at this 100 area. So important to how the dollar trades. It was support for the longest time in 2023, 2024, turned into resistance in 2025. Still resistance until you break through that level. Dollar trading just under 100. You jump over to gold. Now, gold, yeah, you were higher. Gold. Early this morning, just taking a look at the gold market. Yeah, we were up to 4,700 and change. Right after the program this morning, you make it to 47.24. We've backed off a bit. You got gold near session lows, off by $1 at 46.78. You jump over to silver, up by 14 pennies at 73.06. We jump over the VIX, 24.51. You know, something to take a look at the metals market, folks. All right? For you bulls out there, and I stepped in with a few positions in the gold report last week. Okay, it was a nice pullback on a weekly basis. You had a nice pullback in gold from the highs early in March of 5,400. Right? Remember, we opened right at the beginning of March on that war thinking we had higher gold prices, and no, gold sells off. We come back and test the October highs where you had some tremendous quality volume all the way on the run up. But look at that volume last week. It's something to watch, okay? Because that's not what you want to see. Now, it was a holiday week. You only had 4 trading days, but you still only did 674,000 contracts. And right now, gold is flat. You jump over to silver, same thing. That's a weekly chart on silver, 159,000 contracts. Talked about it a little bit today, but keep your eye on that volume. Because if gold's got another run coming up, I'd like to see some volume come into this market. I mean, last week on silver, last Monday, 30,000 contracts the whole day. All right, let's talk some of the headlines. So, quite the dramatic search and rescue. Can't wait to see the movie for this one, man. Some of the statistics, the number of planes involved, the number of troops, no man left behind, and the whole deal. But the bottom line is we still got a deadline for tomorrow, and there is no off-ramp just yet. We take a look at the volume in the indices. Okay, this is the S&P futures we're looking at, S&P 500. Very light volume day today. Going to be an interesting final hour of trading. This market is traded higher on thin volume, okay? You're talking about 916,000 contracts right now in the futures. In the Qs, you're under 400,000 contracts. Now, we got an hour left to go, but they look to be light numbers right now. You jump over the SPY. Look at this SPY. SPY, you've only done 28 million shares today. You did 68 million on Friday. 97 million, 152 million. There's no action in the indices right now. You jump over the Qs, same deal. Now, we'll get some volume in the final hour. You'll get some volume on the close, but we are going to be nowhere near the volume we've been doing recently. Very, very light day in the markets across the board. You jump over the volume for crude. There was some real strength in that acceleration on Thursday when the market pushed higher. Today, taking a little bit of a break. As in even crude, 231,000 contracts. Jump over to gold right now. Yeah, same deal. Look at the volume on gold. Whew. 85,000 contracts. Just nothing in this market right now. Maybe a little bit of waiting and seeing. As we got a little volatility, we got a Tuesday deadline, and we got markets oscillating in the green right now. All right, in terms of other headlines out there, you talking inflation? There's a lot of things lining up. Truck rates, the highest since 2022. They're going to start adding to inflation. Not start, they are. But yeah, truck operators have raised the weekly per mile fuel surcharge paid by shippers to the highest since 2022. Yeah, and crude prices. This is where you hit everything. When these crude prices start accelerating, folks, because energy runs everything, right? We see it in AI, and you see it when you're talking about right now. Look at payrolls. Truck transportation payrolls, they just keep dropping off. But look at this spike. You just went from the dry van rate of $1.90 to $2.50. That's more than a 30% increase. A 30% increase on trucking rates coming for you. All right, we jump around to some other equities. Oracle shares, slightly in the red right now. What do they got? They got somebody new at the helm. New CFO. Yeah. Take a look at this thing. If you're in this equity on a short-term basis, folks, 140 is the floor right here. Don't give it much. You know, I like the risk reward for this play longer term, but you break below here, you got some trouble, man. Oracle shares down by 0.5%. We take a look at the heat map in this market right now. S&P 500, it's a mixed bag, right? You look at this market, we're green across the board, but look at this heat map right now, okay? We got a lot of red in this map right now. Some of the big ones trading higher. You got Apple shares up by more than 1%. Google up by 1.1%. Micron up by 3.2%. All right, folks, stay tuned. We're coming back with our man Steve Rhodes, host of The Trader's Edge, author of Mastering Probability. We'll come back, talk some markets. We'll come back with Steve, folks. Be right back.